Hello there and welcome to another Starfield video. Today we're going to be taking a look at another paid mod. This is the Badtech Shuttlecraft ship design by W.K. Baldwin. So this, I've covered Baldwin in the past. So initially I was kind of hesitant to cover any of the paid ship mods. One of the things I noticed with these packs is although they are ship packs, they tend to include a lot of kind of parts. So with the submarine one I did, it actually came with quite a few parts, which are really cool. So yes, we're going to go check it out. It's 200 credits, which is around €2. So obviously, we're going to look at the ships. They're just kind of reskins of them. But the ship does look cool. Now, I always, as I always say, I don't ever condone paying specifically for a ship mod that's just built. But it has custom assets, which we can use to build with. So let's go check it out, shall we? Alright, so here we are in game. So in order to get this mod working or to get access to it, you need to build an outpost. And then once you build an outpost, you have the Shuttlecraft landing pad. So this this is kind of how initially a lot of Baldwin's ships were, you could find them in like a vendor on Mars. He started to kind of do it this way now, which is nicer. They're also, I believe, did he also do the other thing? Hold on. Yeah, so he has this thing, it's called the Badtech Shuttle Credits. So it's basically a chest that spawns with credits when you do a reset. As always, when it comes to paid mods, I'm not a fan of kind of the cheaty aspects, like giving you credits and stuff. This will refresh credits. If you're into that, perfectly fine. But I wouldn't be using it for this mod. I would be more interested in the parts. So we come up here, and we should be able to purchase the ships. We have the shipbuilder. That look kind of cool on the other side of the mountain. Alright, so we click on the shipbuilder, we can buy ships. We've got 6 shuttlecraft here. Got shuttlecraft, shuttlecraft 2. So they're all the same, they're just different colors, so we're just gonna check. We'll do this one. So stat wise, here's the thing too. So Baldwin is using a lot of kind of modded, like, so they've made custom assets of like weapons and stuff, which is quite cool. But the issue is that the stats on them are kind of like a little bit overpowered in my eyes. Like, as you can see, so it's got 320 fuel, not too bad. It's got 1486 hull, not too bad, although it is an A-class. That's quite a lot for A-class. It's got 9k cargo. It's got an A-class reactor with 70 power. Now, some people may, like, be okay with that kind of thing. I'm not a huge fan, personally, of kind of that high level of power. Crew at 12, jump range at 30 light years, shield of 1190. It is kind of funny that I noticed this. They don't put the like highest level shield or mod the shield, but they do mod the reactors, kind of unusual. Ballistics is 360, 51 particle, and 320 missiles. This is 377 credits. Let's purchase it. Let's take a look. Will we test this on Xbox 2? So this is using, so just sort of way, this is actually using a lot of similar stuff from Baldwin's other paid mod, which, to be honest, we haven't dived into it too much. When I did review his submarine mod, I was actually a big fan of it because it came with a couple of really cool parts, some unique parts. It looks like this is also using those parts, which is kind of like, again, it's kind of red flaggy. It's bored. And I do understand not everyone likes to build ships. That is perfectly fine. I will say if you do see, all right, so interior. As always, there's nothing fancy with this interior. There's nothing custom, which if the interior was custom, you could... Oh, there's interior merging. Now, that's, for me, I don't mind because I'm a merger at heart. A lot of people might not like that. Doesn't look too bad. If you weren't familiar with how the layout of the ship is, you might think that's normal. I am familiar with ship layouts and I know that's not normal. We drop down here, we have another 1x1. control station. I will say, if you are interested in, like, if you can't, first of all, if you have never built ships before, I highly recommend you give it a go. It is very fun. There's guides everywhere. There's multiple channels. Myself, I have a channel. There's other channels and stuff. Ultimately, if you see a paid ship mod and you want to buy it, that is perfectly fine. But just remember that Starfield is a sort of game where shipbuilding is a big thing, and there's a large community of people that like to build ships and stuff and kind of do guides and blueprints and all that. And I think myself as a ship creator, I always say this, I would much rather players build ships or download modded ships for free rather than paid ships. Now this comes with custom parts, which, you know, it's good. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take her up into space real quick, and then we're going to test the weaponry. We go. So I say the ship looks really cool. Like, it's clear that Baldwin has, like, been doing some, like, nice work with the custom interiors, or the custom exterior assets and stuff. It's very much the kind of like the Imperial shuttle from Star Wars. All right, so let me save game here real quick. We're gonna test the weapons now. We're gonna play on normal just to see what kind of weapons we got here. So as you see, we've got too much power, realistically. Like, way too much power. So weapons, we got those ballistic cannons, we've got the particles, and we've got the missiles. So we're gonna launch onto something at Hall. We're trying to... I'm just trying to kind of test the, It doesn't actually seem... Oh, yeah. It seems a bit... It's hard to test the cannon. It seems a little bit powerful. Just a tad bit. So we're gonna load back down to Earth and just do down to the planet and just do like a proper kind of test. We'll be right back. The other thing too, when it comes to like ship mods in general, and paid ship mods. So this I believe it's got custom parts, or it does have custom parts. Now, with specific mods, you can definitely recreate the ship. You need like mods that kind of remove the tolerance, which allows you to kind of overlap objects. We're gonna modify the ship. So real quick, what we're gonna do before we do that, we're gonna look at the parts that come with. So if we look at cockpits, okay, so he's added the inverted cockpits, Badtech inverted, inverted C2, and inverted. Now, I initially did reviews on these, and these were very cool. They just lacked collision, which we can check that in a moment. So we got the Badtech Docker. This is directly from the submarine mod. He's got A-class seat. As you can see, he's kind of gone and kind of took A, B, and C class things and made them A-class, which again, I'm not really a fan of personally. Like this Supernova 2020 A-class, it's the exact same, and it's the exact same stat-wise. The only difference actually is that it requires no skills. Now, this is something that kind of annoys me, and again, I'm very much a diehard kind of vanilla, you know, follow the gameplay and the rules and kind of the requirements. This engine is a C-class and requires you to progress through the game, leveling and getting the required perk, Starship Design Rank 4. This one does the exact same thing and doesn't need any of those perks. So this kind of, I'm not a huge fan of mods that do that. They kind of just sidestep a lot of the in-game requirements. That's me personally. People can disagree, and that's perfectly fine. Then we've got the Badtech, which is, again, a version of this one. Interestingly, this one... Okay, so this one, he is essentially, instead of it being 4 power, he has cut it to 2 power and half the engine thrust. Again, not a huge fan, but again, it's some parts if you're a fan of the parts. Then we have some spike arrays, spike arrays. Now these all are the all from they can't be flipped. Any of them be flipped? None of them be flipped. These all are from the same mod. They're also in his other mod. Something to be aware of. The Colossal Fuel Tank, this is just a downscaled M-class fuel tank. I think he has. Does he have the bad? Do they have a Badtech? Oh, I don't think so. Landing gear. So he has, again, these are in his mods. This is the anti-grav landing gear that basically allows the ship to hover, as you see there. And then he's got these big ones that also act as engines, as you can see. And then grav drive, I believe he does have a Badtech grav drive. Yeah, Badtech grav drive, A-class, 60 jump thrust. Again, I find it cheaty personally, but you know, that's just me. Do you have any habs? So I think I've seen some habs there. No, did I? Yeah, so he has these like gunner habs and like upside down habs, and essentially what they are, we'll cover them very briefly, but essentially what these are is they're just upside down kind of habs that are ship habs, which I think they're kind of cool. The one major issue I have with them is the fact that that they didn't really have collisions. So he's got the Badtech Quasar reactor there, 70 power, and then he's got the Badtech Deep again, 70 power. Shields. Surprisingly, he doesn't have like a Badtech Assurance. Very good. So this is kind of interesting. So he took the Assurance SG300 shield and made it his own. Does he not realize that the 1800 is the best shield, or is very strange? If you're going to do the whole like kind of make your own stuff without requirements. Now we're gonna check out some of the custom features, which is kind of why you'd buy this mod. So we got a porthole that is top and bottom, kind of cool porthole, not gonna lie. We got side portholes, again quite cool. We've got the nose porthole. This doesn't actually do anything. Like this is just an engine with a really big porthole on it. Can be flipped forward and back though. Badtech Nova wing that's basically flipped backwards. A lot of these things you're going to see, like these exist in flip mods already. Which is something that, like, personally, I don't really have any use for these, like, ones where they flip them sideways. Just because I have the mod that allows them to flip. But, you know, you gotta do. Tile torpedo tube. What is there a snap point somewhere here? I think someone was saying there's like a snap point for weapons. What is the difference? Let me just go to weapons real quick. Oh. Okay, so that's actually quite That's actually quite funny. So as you see here, so we've got, these are the Badtech weapons. We've got the Badtech gun, Mauler autocannon, the Badtech Gatling gun, Badtech pulse laser, and then the small Gatling gun and the missile. Now these are supposed to sit in here, but the funny thing is they're not actually going to fit in there unless you're using a mod that allows you to kind of, unless you're using like a mod that basically allows you to merge, which at that point, like, you know, we're gonna go back to the structure real quick. So again, we've got these cowlings. These are just, they made them smaller. We've got the side landing gear greeble. What? Oh, whoops. Delete the ship, whoops. Come here, ship. We've got the sideways, which that can be done with a mod as well. We've got the small ones facing sideways. Badtech. Equipment play at bottom, equipment play at top. The other thing too is like, if you're running this mod with other mods, you're probably going to have conflict issues just purely because like, why didn't you just make them flippable? Like, it's very clear you know how to flip them. 4 spines in a row. The only reason I can think of using this is to try and save space. And then they've got a spine top. These just have extra snap points on them. So this is where like I find it kind of interesting. So if we look at the base version, and I covered this a little bit. So the base version of these doesn't have snap points on the side, whereas these ones do, which means that you can snap them easier. Now, the thing is with this, right, is I'm not going to claim that, you know, Rooks was the first to kind of create this, but Rooks kind of pioneered these with the snap points in his mod. And it really kind of seems like Baldwin just kind of took it and kind of made it his own and kind of, you know, selling it as part of his mod, which, to be honest, it's not inherently legal, but it just seems a bit, you know, like, because he clearly has talent. And we have these spikes. These are, again, these are from the submarine mod. Again, the Hope Tech, the wings. Now, one thing that's kind of funny about these wings, some of these wings aren't actually symmetrical. Top wing. Got Hope Tech pipes, side wing. And again, these wings are really cool, but this, I think it's this one that's not actually symmetrical. Is this one? I don't know off my head which one. I know it's one of these. We got these wings here. And then we've got more Badtech wings on the side. More of them. Again, this like vertical has been done by a different mod. Vertical up. Oh, this one, this is not actually even. You can see at the back, he didn't actually flip it. He kind of remade it, which is why it looks a bit funky. Is it the same with this one? Yeah, this one too, he didn't actually flip it, which, again, I will say, it's a paid mod. The parts are cool, but you could have put more effort into making them, like, not, you know, like, flippable. I was told that it's actually quite easy when you make a part like this to just basically duplicate and flip. So clearly, I'm assuming he doesn't know how to do that, which I would say look it up personally. And then finally we got the Hope Tech Badtech thruster sideways, and then we got the, just checking. So we got the Badtech landing bay, they're the anti-gravity bays, like so. And then we have cargo. Yeah, Badtech cargo, 1500. All right, so what we're gonna do very quickly is we're going to, so this whole thing, what is that? A gun that's merged in? Yeah, it's a gun that's merged in. Okay, cool. So what I'm going to do is I am going to use some of the upside down cockpits just to really quickly look at them, see if they've, so we got the inverted cockpit, we'll put you there. Ship exceeds max. What? Oh. Oh, you can't modify it. Oh, that's a pretty big issue. So this isn't modifiable on Xbox. If you try to mod it at all, it won't let you, which is a big issue. I'm not a fan of that personally. This is kind of one of the issues when it comes to making mods in the CK. So the creation kit allows you to basically, you can do similar to what you can do with the actual in-game builder, although there's some very slight differences. And one of the differences is you can disable the tolerance and all of the different errors. You can effectively build a ship that has mad amounts of errors and it's fine. It'll work, no issue. Which is a bit, you know, it's a bit funky. I'm gonna do very quickly. I just want to connect with people. Give us some type of modules. It needs a fuel tank. Whoops, that's me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at this real quick just to see if there's any improvements. Because I did say, when I checked out these are quite cool. Alright, let's go check it out. But yeah, to be honest, I'm on PC currently, actually, not on Xbox. I don't know why I said that yet. I will swap to Xbox. The fact that these ships aren't modifiable is a big kind of issue for me, because it's like, imagine buying like Lego and you can't take it apart and rebuild it. It just kind of defeats the entire purpose. That's why, like, I'm not a huge fan of, you know, like the kind of the mods that add like custom ships from other franchises, mainly because you can't, you know, build them. Oh yeah, we see, again, it's kind of just reiterating the kind of the points I had initially, where I actually can't tell if he I remember I got stuck in one of them. This one, I think. Yeah. So he didn't actually. I don't think he watched my video, which means that the feedback. So he probably won't watch this one either, which is kind of annoying because, by all means, look, no one has to watch my content, but I actually do appreciate what he's doing with the kind of the custom assets, and I just wish he'd like chill on the kind of making the kind of quick cash fucking ship builds, and instead just do like pay. Like, I don't mind paying for ship parts. I think everybody in the community who's a big shipbuilder is perfectly fine with paid ship parts, especially paid vanilla ship parts. So we're gonna swap over to Xbox very quickly, just to take a look at these. Actually, we have to check some of the weapons. So we'll swap over to Xbox and we'll check the weapons and we'll be right back. All right, so we're here on the Xbox, and we're going to, I don't know if that's okay. Yeah, so the chest actually respawned because I on a different save, or like I loaded a new save. So yeah, so the chest gives you credits, a lot of credits, which it's just weird. Like, how can it be? I don't know if these mods are achievement friendly, to be completely honest. I think they're listed as achievement friendly, which if they are, let me actually double check. Hold on. Okay, so just to confirm, these aren't actually achievement friendly, and I'm kind of glad that they're not achievement friendly in one way, because they are very cheaty. But to be honest, there's mods out there that are achievement friendly that are also cheaty, which is kind of funny. But I suppose we can kind of like take a lot of that, you know, like a lot of the kind of the criticisms I have towards it from the kind of the how it's like cheaty. Fair, okay. I didn't realize that. I still think it's a bit weird, like having like basically the best engine, reactor, all that at A level without any requirements. It just seems a bit, you know, like Falklands, really good mod, paid mod, does a really good version of this by basically having A versions, but they still require stuff, and they're actually a lot lower level, or lower power, basically. We're going to go in real quick and look at the ship. Just, I don't think there's anything more to it. I'm going to look at some of the parts. Again, I feel like Baldwin clearly has talent, and I think that, I mean, realistically, it'd be really awesome to see him do some kind of ship stuff, like ship parts, instead of going the route of making these kind of paid mods. Because, like, realistically, like, look, for 200 credits, I think it's worth it for the parts of what you get. There's a lot of kind of interesting parts like wings. However, the fact that the wings don't actually like line up properly is going to be an issue for anybody who cares about symmetry. And also the fact that, well, the fact that that there is, we go up as well. Also the fact that there is landing here. Also the fact that there is, what was I saying? Sorry, I lost my train of thought. I was trying to get confused. Oh, so yeah. Also, like, you're not actually getting anything new with this. So it seems like this mod has the exact same as his submarine mod, which is weird. It's just, yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and modify it. We are on Xbox now, just FYI. Now, as you see, you try to edit that instantly, ship's too big, which that shouldn't, like, for a paid mod, that shouldn't be a thing. Like, with the submarines, I don't think that was an issue. But yeah. It's a bit like, what's going on here, you know? So what we're going to do is we're going to swap to, yeah, we'll swap to the Frontier. And we're going to use some of the new weapons that were added in just to kind of show them off. We've seen some of them. Actually, just for the memes. Let's do cockpit. Like, nothing against this mod. Oh, very low, lovely. Let me fix that. All right. Well, if anybody's wondering, yes, I am on Xbox. So what I was saying is it just, I personally think that Bethesda needs to kind of come down a little bit stricter on like the creations in general that are paid. Like the fact that you can basically buy a ship that, and we see it like with free mods, like merged ships. Like generally speaking, I'm not a fan of somebody selling a merged ship because people who aren't familiar with shipbuilding, if they bought like Falklands, for instance, really cool mod, it has a very heavily merged ship. Now, for anybody wondering what that means, that's when you kind of mash multiple items together to kind of get desired like looks, you know? So that having kind of merged ships as paid mods, it just seems a bit, you know, a bit too far for me. Now, having paid ship mods that you can't actually modify, that's something that I feel like Bethesda need to be aware of. Because it's, well, yeah, it's not really good for the, you know, for the game. Like the whole point of you download someone's ship, like, oh, I really like the ship, but, you know, I'm going to kind of modify it, make it my own, which that's what you're supposed to do. You know, you take someone's ship and stuff like that. You kind of throw on your little attachments. That's, you know, what's supposed to do. But for some reason, with this, it's just, yeah, this just doesn't work like that, which is kind of like, it's annoying, but it is what it is, I suppose, at the end of the day. Oh, we have something that won't, okay, it'll snap there. And then we have the pulse laser. Now again, these pulse lasers, while they have their cool little custom kind of assets, they're not actually pulse. I believe these are particles. Yeah, they're particles, so calling them pulse lasers is like, bro, they're not, but okay. Let's go and take this bad boy off. That's not it. Whoopsie. Actually, let me see. What would happen if I was to... Let's remove that. Let's use one of those bays. Right. Perfect. That's still not the ship. Whoops. There's the ship. So this part itself, again, very cool. But yeah, I think the biggest like takeaway for me, and I've said it a few times already, the fact that you try to customize the ship and it's like lol no is a bit of a weird one. I do recommend anyone, if you are making ship mods and you want to kind of make a really big ship, that's perfectly fine. But I think you need to make people aware in the comments or like in the description that this ship mod is larger and, you know, you won't be able to modify it. Also, I just realized the guns, are they turrets? I don't know if they're turrets or not, but they're like wobbling. But yeah, so we'll test some weapons and then we'll I can't remember, were these turrets? Oh no, they're not turrets. As you can see, there's the ballistic cannons. They're extremely overpowered. Kind of cool though. Get that, and then we got the particles. Let's really quickly, let's fire on this UC ship. As you can see, just using these ballistics, if we can line up. They absolutely shred. They absolutely shred. Hello, Hall. Once I get in range, you're fucked, big boy. But yeah, that's pretty much it. As always, guys, let me know what you think. Like I said, I'm a fan of what he's doing in terms of the ship parts. Not a fan of the kind of the ships themselves. But that's just me. If you guys enjoy that, you know, you like that, that's perfectly fine. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.